There exists within you a force so powerful, so fundamental, that it has shaped the course of human civilization. Yet most people live their entire lives without ever truly understanding it, let alone mastering it. This force has built empires and destroyed them. It has created the greatest works of art and the most devastating wars. It is the raw material from which legends are forged and mediocrity is sustained. What I'm speaking of is your vital energy, that primal life force that drives every human action, every achievement, every moment of passion or despair. The ancient Chinese called it qi. The Hindus named it prana. Modern science recognizes it in our hormones, our neurotransmitters, our very cellular metabolism. But regardless of what you call it, one truth remains. How you direct this energy determines whether you become a master of your destiny or a slave to your impulses. Throughout history, every culture that achieved greatness understood this principle. The Spartans knew it when they practiced rigorous self-discipline before battle. The Renaissance masters knew it when they channeled their passions into timeless art. The great entrepreneurs of the industrial age knew it when they sacrificed immediate pleasure for long-term vision. What they understood was this: energy is neutral. It doesn't care whether you use it to build or destroy, to create or consume, to rise or fall. Energy simply flows where you direct it. The question is not whether you have enough energy. You do. The question is whether you have enough wisdom to direct it consciously. Think of energy like water. In its natural state, water seeks the path of least resistance, flowing downhill, spreading out, eventually stagnating. But when you channel water, when you direct it with purpose, it can carve canyons through solid rock. It can power entire cities. It can transform landscapes. Your energy works the same way. Left undirected, it flows toward the easiest release, the quick dopamine hit, the momentary pleasure, the instant gratification. But when channeled with intention, when focused with discipline, when elevated with purpose, this same energy becomes the force that moves mountains. Let's get practical for a moment. Modern neuroscience has confirmed what ancient wisdom teachers knew intuitively. Your brain is plastic, malleable, constantly rewiring itself based on your habits and focus. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you strengthen neural pathways associated with self-control, delayed gratification, and long-term thinking. Every time you resist an impulse, you're literally building willpower like a muscle. Every time you redirect sexual energy into creative work, you're flooding your system with dopamine, testosterone, and growth hormones, the same chemicals that drive innovation, leadership, and peak performance. But here's where it gets interesting. Your body doesn't distinguish between different types of creative energy. The biochemical state that drives you towards sexual expression is nearly identical to the state that fuels artistic creation, entrepreneurial vision, and intellectual breakthrough. The only difference is where you point that energy. This is why the greatest artists often speak of their work in terms of love and passion. Why entrepreneurs describe building their companies with the intensity of romantic obsession. Why athletes talk about their sports as if describing a lover. They've learned, consciously or not, to channel the most powerful force in human experience toward their chosen field of mastery. So how do you master this alchemy? How do you transform raw desire into refined achievement? You cannot transform what you do not acknowledge. Most people are completely unconscious of their energy patterns. They react, they indulge, they leak, they wonder why they feel depleted. The first step toward mastery is developing what I call energy consciousness, the ability to feel in real time where your vital force is going. Start paying attention to your energy throughout the day. When do you feel most powerful? When do you feel drained? What activities, thoughts, or behaviors cause energy to rise or fall? This isn't about judgment, it's about data collection. You're becoming a scientist of your own consciousness. Notice particularly the moments when sexual energy arises. Instead of immediately seeking release or suppression, pause. Feel the energy itself, the aliveness, the intensity, the creative potential. This is raw life force presenting itself to you. The question is, what will you do with it? Once you've developed awareness, you can begin conscious redirection. This is where the magic happens. When the energy rises, you consciously redirect it. Feel the desire, acknowledge its power, then guide it toward your chosen outlet. Work on your project with that intensity. Train with that passion. Create with that fire. Love with that depth. You're not suppressing the energy, you're elevating it.
Transmutation isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. You need systems that consistently channel your energy toward growth rather than decay. This means designing your environment, your routines, your relationships, and your goals to naturally direct energy upward. Remove or minimize sources of energy leak. Reduce mindless scrolling, excessive media consumption, toxic relationships, and environments that drain your vitality. Instead, surround yourself with inputs that inspire, challenge, and elevate you. Create daily practices that build and focus energy. This might include meditation, cold exposure, intense exercise, creative work, learning, or service to others. The specific practices matter less than their consistency and their ability to concentrate your life force. Most importantly, establish non-negotiable boundaries around your energy. Just as you wouldn't let someone randomly withdraw money from your bank account, don't let external forces randomly drain your vital reserves. Your energy is your wealth. Guard it accordingly. Here's the ultimate secret. Energy transmutation only works when it serves something greater than yourself. If you're simply trying to accumulate power for its own sake, you'll eventually stagnate or corrupt. True mastery comes when you channel your vital force toward a purpose that transcends personal gratification. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy success, pleasure, or personal achievement. It means your ultimate motivation extends beyond yourself, toward your family, your community, your craft, your contribution to human flourishing. When you align your personal energy with a transcendent purpose, you tap into reserves you never knew existed. Ask yourself, if you had unlimited energy, unlimited focus, unlimited vitality, what would you dedicate your life to creating? That vision becomes the container for your transmuted energy. It gives direction to your discipline and meaning to your sacrifices. Let me be clear about something. This path is not easy. We live in a culture designed to scatter your attention, leak your energy, and keep you operating at a fraction of your potential. Every algorithm, every advertisement, every distraction is engineered to pull you away from this deeper mastery. You will face resistance, internal and external. Your lower impulses will rebel against discipline. Your social circle might not understand your commitment to energy conservation. You'll have moments of doubt, periods of backsliding, times when the old patterns seem easier. This is normal. This is part of the process. The difference between those who achieve mastery and those who remain mediocre isn't the absence of struggle. It's the commitment to continue despite the struggle. Remember this. Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story started with someone who decided that their current level of energy mastery wasn't good enough and committed to something higher. In the first weeks, you might notice increased focus, better mood, more physical vitality. In the first months, you'll see improvements in your work, your relationships, your creative output. In the first years, you'll achieve things you previously thought impossible. But the real transformation happens over decades. You become someone who naturally operates from a higher frequency, someone who can sustain intense focus for extended periods, someone who creates rather than consumes, someone who inspires rather than drains, someone who builds lasting legacies rather than temporary pleasures. This isn't just about personal success, though you'll likely experience more of that than ever before. This is about becoming a force for elevation in everything you touch. Your transmuted energy becomes a gift to everyone in your orbit. We stand at a crossroads. In one direction lies the path of least resistance, the continuation of unconscious patterns, energy leaks, and mediocre results. It's the comfortable path, the familiar path, the path that requires no growth or change. In the other direction lies the path of conscious energy mastery, the deliberate cultivation and direction of your vital force toward extraordinary achievement. It's challenging, demanding, sometimes lonely, but it's also the path of legends. The choice is yours, and you make it every moment of every day. With every thought you think, every action you take, every impulse you follow or redirect, you're choosing your destiny. Your energy flows where your attention goes, and your life follows your energy. So I ask you, what are you building with the most precious resource you possess? Are you investing your life force in a future worthy of your potential? Or are you spending it on temporary pleasures that leave you empty and yearning for more? The alchemists of old sought to transform base metals into gold, but the real alchemy, the transformation that matters most, happens within you. It's the daily choice to transmute raw desire into refined achievement, to convert impulse into impact, to channel the fire within towards something eternal. Your energy is waiting. Your destiny is calling. The only question is, are you ready to become the master of both? The time for unconscious living is over. The age of energy mastery begins now.